We all got brought into the club rooms before our Wednesday night training session a few weeks back.
Folded out our plastic chairs that we used for dinners on Wednesday night and told the guys here in the footy change rooms.
When you're standing up in front of 35 of our players that you've got the utmost respect for, and you're telling them that something they've been a part of and helped grow is not going ahead next year, it's a really tough decision.
All the boys were pretty silent for sort of 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think the whole group was shocked.
Everyone probably thought we weren't going as well as we were, but probably didn't think it was probably at that stage, at that time of year.
We knew that there was going to be a fair bit of disappointment amongst our playing group. You know, a lot of locals that got the opportunity to play footy in Bendigo, and there was. But true to this group's form throughout my time up here, they just responded. I actually felt that we wouldn't train that night. They just wanted to train. They just went out and had a kick and rebounded like a group of really strong characters they are. Obviously Essendon was the alignment. They left a little bit of a hole behind them as well, the AFL and the VFL side, in terms of they took a number of our quality players that we were hoping to keep at least 2 or 3. We understood they were going to go to Melbourne for the opportunity. So it was a really big drop off from 2012 with the alignment to 2013 as standalone.
From a financial viewpoint, it put a lot of pressure on the club. Under a standalone model, obviously, you don't have to pay coaches, most of the players you don't have to pay. You've got a lot of other costs that were lumped back into a standalone model.
Probably after about 3 or 4 weeks of Tim and I just talking amongst ourselves, we come to the decision that certainly him and I couldn't continue to go on. And then once we started to include the big power brokers, AFL Victoria, obviously the Bendigo Bank up here, and the AFL Central Vic Commission, there wasn't a lot of resistance there. I think there was a fair understanding that where we were at, and Tim's done an enormous job to get the club where it is off-field, the gap was only going to widen, and our player payments were pretty low, and we needed to probably double them very quickly to start being competitive, and it wasn't going to happen. So in terms of the decision, it was just the right call at the right time.
We are fighters, and if we can see some light, we're happy to fight. But we're that far short of the other VFL clubs as far as facilities and we couldn't make that gap up. I pride ourselves on this club of we've always been about our people, our players, the staff, everyone involved. So we didn't want to run through the normal licensing procedure where we wait to the end of the year and we announce, okay, we're not going for our licence and everyone's left in limbo. We wanted to give our players and our staff as much time as possible. That's why we chose now.
We certainly copped a fair bit of interesting looks when we made that call, but we knew within our club that even making that decision, we weren't going to lose any of our players because the culture within our footy club is the number one thing.
But we don't drop our heads. We stay really positive. How are you going to impact that next contest? You're probably sick of me hearing it. That's all that matters in a game of footy. How are you going to impact that next contest? We don't drop our heads. We don't get concerned about a poor effort, a poor quarter. We stay focused on the next time you can impact the game.
Oh, Aussie's super. He pretty much developed every single one of us who's a local player, and he's turned us into VFL players. It'll be very hard for him having to see it all sort of go to waste.
What he did at the end of last year to try and keep this club afloat was unreal. He probably shouldn't have done as much work as what he did. He didn't have to, but he just wanted the best for all these guys that are out here, that you can see out here training.
I'm not sure what happens to me at the end of the year, certainly not at this point. Anyway, I've just finished off an updated CV, which does include the varied role I've played up here. So I certainly look at the time up here for me in terms of personal development as a real positive. I've been a senior coach at VFL level, but that's probably one little piece. A lot of community work, some welfare work around the footy club, and even at times when resources were low, a bit of sponsorship staff, a bit of management roles. So it's been a big plus in terms of, I suppose, broadening my CV.
We've got to win this quarter, right? The way we win the quarter is contributors, right? From start to finish, we have blokes that are up. Run dropped off that quarter. Let's get it back. Generate run. There's a handball there. Let's give it. If you're a big bloke, generate run by running to your teammate, bring him into the game. Take the game on, use our pace. Let's enjoy the last quarter by hitting the score. Come on.
We do think we can pinch a win. I think we deserve one. I think everyone thinks we deserve one, so we're pretty keen.
We're obviously knocking on the door, and hopefully that opportunity will arise in the next week or two and we can get away with the 4 points.
It might only be me and one other boy that played in a as a 23rd player when we're aligned with Essendon as the Bendigo Gold that have played in the win, so it'll be an interesting song. When we sing it up, there might be only two of us around the outside of the circle and everyone in the middle, so it might be just a group hug.